Hey guys, and welcome back to the vlog. I'm Andrew Jones Brothers. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that this week I kind of did something a little bit different. I opened it up to a poll of what you guys wanted me to do this vlog on this week, and a pretty overwhelming percentage of you guys, like almost 70%, said fashion. So we are going to be talking fashion today. So in this vlog, we're going to be talking about the 5 fall staple trends for men to look forward to this fall 2017. For the ladies that are watching this, if you want your men to dress a little bit better, stay tuned because this is probably going to help you give them some tips that are very easy for them to incorporate and will keep them trendy with what's going on this season. Since this is my first vlog on fashion, let me kind of tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to first talk about the trend a little bit, and then I'm going to go into a breakdown of 3 or 4 items. I think in this vlog I have 4 for everything. So 4 items that are examples that kind of span the price points of more economical to more high-end and designer, depending on what you're comfortable with, but to show you that you can find these trends at every price point available in the market today. I'm also going to be doing an accompanying blog, which I will be sure to link below, so be sure to check that out as well for even more information. Finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to throw in a big money-saving tip that can actually save you a lot of money when it comes to shopping the fall fashion trends this year. So to start us off with a style tip, oversized portions are going to be big this year, pun intended. Everything from t-shirts to sweaters to jackets to hoodies. Now it's important to not look like you just stumbled out of an Atlantic City casino in a 1990 sweatsuit by making sure that you mix the top bigger portions with the bottom half of your outfit being slimmer portions. Note, I did not say skinny. Skinny is not really in this season, but slim cut tailored is. So if you're gonna go for the bigger proportions on top, make sure that you balance it with a slimmer silhouette on bottom. All right, so let's go on to the 5 staples that you need to know this fall for 2017. Trend number 1, the jogger, more specifically the striped jogger. I'm starting with this one because it's a trend that will really lend itself more to the earlier part of fall before it starts to get really cold and into winter. Now this trend, I'll admit, is one that I needed a little bit of convincing on for me to kind of understand why this was popular, because I'm someone who's really not a fan of people looking like they just rolled out of bed and going into public or going to work or the store or whatever. I never really understood why people walked around in SpongeBob sweatpants. That said, this fall's trend of the striped jogger really helps to marry together that sportswear and streetwear trend that we've been seeing going on for a couple years now, with a more professional tailored fit and fabrics that actually make you kind of do a double take to wonder, were those sweatpants or joggers, or were those actually trousers? Now for this trend, I'm kind of addressing 2 in 1. While joggers as a whole are really popular this year, we're seeing them on a lot of runways, specifically the striped jogger, which is going to be a jogging pant with a side stripe up the leg, is really, really popular. We're seeing that in all the magazines and on all the major runways this season. So yes, it really is that specific with the stripe. So I pulled a few different pairs of joggers here, including a pair by Zara that really turned my view on this trend around and that I have since subsequently purchased. So let's get into those. A word of warning on these fast fashion brands. I first saw these Zara joggers maybe 2 weeks ago. When I went back to go purchase them this last Monday, they were gone. Fortunately, I talked to customer service and they told me that they were going to be restocking throughout the week. So I went and checked again on Tuesday, and indeed they had restocked, but only in 1 size. So I bought that size and I'm really hoping it fits. So these fast fashion brands are just as the name would suggest. They're fast to come and they're really fast to go. So if you see something you like that you know you're going to want to purchase, do it right then, because there's no guarantee that it will even be around in a day. So I really like these Zara joggers. They retail for $49.90. They had another pair that was a gray with kind of a crimson stripe up the edge, but my eye immediately was drawn to these ones, so that's the one that I went with. A second option are these ASOS joggers. I really, really like these, and had I not already purchased the Zara, I would have been really tempted to get these ones as well, or instead. ASOS is a UK-based company. This US dollar translation is from British pounds. I believe it was like 25 British pounds, but I looked at the conversion rate for today and it equates out to about 33 US dollars, and they do ship to the US. If you're looking for something a little more domestic, we also have these Banana Republic joggers that you can probably just go to any mall that you have and pick them up. They retail for about $100. And finally, on the far right here, we have these Dolce & Gabbanas. I know that they really don't play with the trend that we're talking about here with the stripe, but I thought they were really fun. I mean, how often do you get to wear pants that make you look like a swashbuckler? It would take the right kind of bravado to pull these off, but if you're the kind of guy that can do that, have some fun with your outfit. Trend number 2, the Aviator Jacket. This fall, All kinds of what they're calling trucker jackets are really popular, from suede to corduroy, but I'd say the most popular one that I've seen is definitely the shearling Aviator Jacket. It's a super classic jacket that's been around since the 50s, and apparently it isn't going away anytime soon. While I don't have it with me right now, as I was doing some research for this vlog, I remembered that I actually thrifted back in like 2009, I think it was. I thrifted an Aviator jacket that had a shearling collar from a thrift store in Dallas whenever I was living there in like 2009. And notice when I say thrifted, I mean Salvation Army. So you never really know where you're going to find these little treasures. Definitely when we're talking classic staples, be sure you check around to some thrift shops, Salvation Armies, Goodwills, things like that. I mean, you'd really be surprised what you can find for dirt cheap. I think my Aviator jacket was like $25. But if you're looking to pick up something brand new, here are 4 examples of the Aviator trend in a variety of price points. So first up, we have this River Island jacket. It's an Aviator jacket with a faux fur collar. It's pretty classic to this trend. Again, the browns, the khakis, the blues, that's where you're really going to want to stick for this trend. And this is a very affordable price point for a great jacket. And it kind of has that puffy quality to it as well, which is also another trend that we're seeing this fall. The second one is an Aviator jacket, also from Zara. It retails for right around $109. It's a little bit trimmer, so this is going to be good to layer with some other sweaters, some thin sweaters, or some shirts, or dress trousers. Moving right along to the third one, another Banana Republic. This is an Italian wool blend bomber. It retails a little more expensively. It is $328. But with some of these bomber jackets, it is a good idea to purchase at a little bit of a higher price point just because it's such a classic staple. It's not going to go out of style anytime soon. This is one of those things that you can feel free to splurge a little bit on and not feel guilty that you're never going to wear it again. Finally, we have a classic bomber jacket. It's cotton canvas and natural shearling in khaki from Saint Laurent. It retails for right around $2,700. So again, kind of depending on how comfortable you are with your splurge items, this is probably going to be a better tailored fit for more trim silhouettes just because it is a French label. So depending on your body style, this may or may not work well for you. But if you're looking for a super classic item that you just want to splurge on, this jacket from Saint Laurent would be a great pick. Trend number 3 is turtleneck sweaters. I, for one, am extremely excited about this trend to be making a comeback. I say comeback because when I was a kid, my mother was still dressing me and she always loved to put me in turtlenecks. I liked them, but growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, I'm sure you can understand there wasn't a lot of competition in the turtleneck department. So I sometimes felt a little bit out of place wearing them, but I gotta tell you, I think they are some of the most comfortable fall and winter clothing items, and they're definitely making a comeback this year. Now, I will say, in regards to this trend, because this is exactly what it sounds like, it's a turtleneck, so it's gonna ride up on your neck some, be sure to pick a style that's gonna work for your neck. If you have a longer or a more slender neck, kind of like I do, feel free to go for one that's actually going to go all the way up your neck. However, if you're stockier, if you have a more muscular neck, we have some varieties that are also going to be just barely riding up on your neck to just below your Adam's apple, and that's going to help you guys who have bigger necks be able to still wear this trend this season. Now, turtleneck sweaters, like most sweaters, are going to span a variety of different cuts, styles, fabrics, quality, which are going to affect pricing, but here are 4 options that I've found that I think illustrate a range of this trend this season. So first up, we have this one from Threadbare. It retails for $37. I do believe I found this on ASOS as well, but I'll be sure to throw a link in the comment section below. This is a little bit more of a ribbed fabric, so again, for muscular guys, it's really going to cling and kind of help show off that physique that hopefully you've been working all summer on now that we enter into fall. It's another one that's technically a turtleneck sweater, but you'll notice it doesn't ride up the neck as much as some of these other options. The second one is one from H&M. It retails for about $34.99 or roughly $35. Pretty traditional turtleneck sweatshirt. This is going to be a great staple that you can wear sort of like it's featured here with trousers or well-fitting jeans. I would tend to go dark on top and dark on bottom with this one as well, but that's just me. So this is one that's going to be riding a little bit farther up your neck. You'll see the guy in the photo actually has a pretty thin neck, kind of like I was talking about. Now this third one is going to be from Zara. It retails for about $109, and you'll notice it's bigger. It kind of goes to the oversized proportions that I was speaking to earlier in the video for a trend that's really popular this fall. You'll notice on bottom he is wearing trousers that are slim but not skinny to kind of offset the chunkiness and the oversized proportions of the sweater on top. Finally, I really love this Tom Ford one. It retails for just under $1,900, and it's hard to not love a winter white chunky sweater. I personally have a couple in my closet and I love them. I get a ton of wear out of them, and you can already tell that this is a really good quality tight knit sweater. So unlike with some more inexpensive sweaters, when you push the sleeves up, you'll notice sometimes they lose their elasticity and they never quite come back. With these higher quality sweaters, if you do push the sleeves up, they do tend to regain their structure and form once the sleeves return to their normal position. So that's just one benefit on a reason to buy a higher quality sweater. Trend number 4, graphic knits. Now, love them or hate them, graphic tees have been a thing for about as long as I can remember, and graphic sweaters have typically been reserved for ugly Christmas parties. Not the case for this fall. Designers are again spicing up an old favorite with geometric prints and Royal Military inspired prints as well. This kind of takes you away from otherwise having a boring basic as a cold weather item. Now, with this trend, you're going to be able to go as daring as you feel comfortable with. If you're a little more conservative with your styling, basic lines and geometric patterns, or just simple messages, all the way to what have kind of been feeling to me like velvet painting inspired animals. Here are another 4 representations of some sweaters that to me typify this trend. First up, we have sort of this black and white marbled H&M sweater. Kind of hard to tell if it's a sweater or a sweatshirt, but the graphic knit is applying for both of these. I really like this. This is something I would definitely pick up. Maybe wear with some khakis or, again, trousers. I mean, charcoal is a big color. We're going into fall, so muted tones are going to be what's popular. The second one here, Zara has done it again. I am really heavy on Zara for this vlog, but I really like their clothing, and I think it's pretty affordable too. This is a graphic knit that I've actually purchased as well. It's another one of those that's kind of changed my mind on the whole trend as a whole. It retails for $89.90, and I love this one. Another item from Saint Laurent is this red streaked black sweatshirt. It almost kind of looks to me like animal claws, but I love it. You can already tell, I believe it's mohair. It looks super soft. A little pricier, $990, but you know, if you're really looking for an item that's just gonna pop this season as a statement piece, this would be a great item to pick up. Finally, yes, I was not kidding with the Royal Military animal velvet painting inspired thing I was talking about. This one from Dolce & Gabbana, it's another sweater. It retails for $645. It is a military cat. I mean, again, when are you gonna get the option to wear a military cat and still be trendy? If you're daring enough to pick this one up, please do, and send me a picture because I have to live vicariously through someone since I've gone with Zara. Trend number 5, charcoal top coats. This is another trend that I am super excited about. The charcoal top coat for me is kind of the epitome of elegant men's fashion. This charcoal top coat is definitely going to be one of those more sophisticated pieces. However, it should be able to pair pretty effortlessly with the graphic knits, even the striped joggers, to dress those up a little bit and also kind of dress down this coat at the same time so that the coat doesn't feel too stuffy and the graphic items don't feel too casual. Now, similar to the turtlenecks, cut and fabric are going to have a big influence on price range here. However, since this is such a classic item, this is another one that I would recommend if you are going to splurge, go with something like this. The top coat is not going anywhere anytime soon, and as long as you take good care of it, this coat should be around for years and years. Again, first up, we have the H&M for about $99. You can tell it's kind of a rougher fabric than the other coats here. It's gonna skew a little bit younger, a little more casual, but it still looks like a well-made coat and it will definitely be keeping you warm this winter. The second option I pulled is from Topman, which is another UK-based company. However, they do price in US dollars. This one retails for $160. You can tell the silhouette on this one compared to the H&M is a little more trim. It doesn't look quite as thick, but all of these coats should be plenty warm. Back to our American designs with banana. This coat is retailing for $378. You can tell the cut on this one is much more professional. This is one that you would have no problem taking from the office to after work drinks. Really great cut, great color. You can tell it's great fabric, and I like just the simple 3 buttons on this one as well. This fourth option though is from Theory. It's a little more expensive again, $745, but if you're going to splurge, super well made, and honestly, I'm extremely tempted to splurge on this one as well. I don't actually have a charcoal top coat, so I might need to save up for this one and see about purchasing it a little bit later in the season. I did want to make mention of a couple more things that I am seeing, and I'm calling them the returns. These are going to be your quilted jackets, your cable knit sweaters, and your camel hair coats. I'm calling these ones the returns because they have been around in previous seasons, and if you picked them up before, hopefully you picked up a nice quality one that you've taken care of, because you can definitely wear these again this season. The fall winter staples are going to be very similar from season to season with a few minor changes. Now that does kind of lead me into a little bonus tip here, and I know that this vlog is getting long, so I'll try to keep it short. Both when we're talking about buying quality items like the Aviator Jacket or your charcoal top coat, as well as buying those fall staples that are going to be classic pieces, makes me want to remind you to be sure to shop your closet before you go and buy new items this fall. For men, historically, fashion doesn't change that much for fall and winter from one year to the next. I always tend to adopt the philosophy of buy classic and then accent with trends. A good cashmere sweater, a chunky cable knit, and a camel hair coat are always going to be in style because it's a classic. So if you're going to splurge on those classic staples because they come around again and again and again with very little change. One other reason that I do recommend buying those staples at a little bit higher price point to be a little bit higher quality is that they're probably already not going to be super cheap. If we're talking about cashmere, you're probably looking at around $100 for even a cheap, decent cashmere. If you spend just a little bit more, you're going to get a super high quality one. Make sure that you study up on how to take care of them, but these sweaters will last you literally forever. I mean, my dad gave me this awesome pale yellow Dior sweater that he wore on the first date with my mom. Great cashmere, keep it brushed off, keep the moths away from it, keep it out of humidity, it'll last forever. So as we're heading into fall here, be sure you shop your closet first before you click buy on anything I've talked about here or go shopping in stores. If you find some items that are not in great shape, feel free to clean those out to make room in your closet for some other items. However, if you find an item that's really good quality but seems to have fallen out of fashion a little bit, maybe put that in an area of your closet that you can address later on, because again, men's style doesn't change that much, and odds are that item's going to come back into style soon. In doing this myself, I found some graphic sweaters. This one's an exception, which I'm going to see if I can find a link for this as well where it's still available. But I found some great graphic sweaters, some chunky cable knits, I found my camel hair coat. So really, I'm only going to need to buy 2, maybe 3 items this season in order to stay up on the trends. Well guys, that's all for this installment. I hope this was extremely useful. As always, feel free to share. If you like it, click the thumbs up button. Any questions, comments, future topics you want me to address, be sure to comment those down below. I would love to hear from you guys and talk to you. And other than that, I will see you next week.